Hello, everyone. I am back today, and today we're talking about potential versus provider and hookup versus husband. So, you guys know I am a big fan of rotational dating. This is a concept that has been taken from my Eastern culture and has been modernized in the Western world. The reason that this works really great across all cultures, all religions, all backgrounds is because it's really deeply rooted in our evolutionary history. So, regardless of what culture you follow or what culture the man's from, it really tugs at those evolutionarily programmed genetic codes and it works on all men. This is why a lot of my clients who are from all different backgrounds come in saying, wait a minute, is this going to work for me? I'm not from the Eastern culture. And then it works, right? They're marrying men, all colors and races and nationalities because we all have the same evolutionary history. And this is what the concept of rotational dating is really founded and grounded on. So what this helps you do is helps you eliminate the potentials. So potentials are not providers. Potentials are men that will say the right things sometimes, right? They will seem exciting. They're going to date you and wine you and dine you. But are these men that have gone through certain rites of passages in their life and where they have given themselves the man card? What do I mean by that? The difference between a potential and a provider is this. When you marry a provider, it goes so much far beyond the money. Remember that money is a fairly new invention. The concept of providing and protecting means that someone is now ready a man is now ready to put aside his own needs for the greater good of the family, for the greater good of the community, for the tribe. So this is a classification or like a rite of passage that men have gone through, not only in Homo sapiens, but you can see this pretty much in every other species, like every species. I don't know if there's any exemptions. I haven't studied any, but if there are, they're so rare that they don't even come up in evolutionary studies. Like I've never come across one. If I ever do, I will be the first one to mention it to you guys. But in all species, the male is, there's certain rites of passages that make him a potential to mate with. Only in the modern day Western culture have we flipped this and look at the chaos that has ensured. There's so much confusion now, right? So in the modern Western culture, we mate first and then see if he's a good potential, which actually makes no sense because it defies all logic or all psychology, all spirituality, and all like evolutionary history, right? A bird doesn't say, well, let me sleep with him and have babies with him first, and then we'll see if he survives. And if the babies get killed, they get killed, right? That species wouldn't have survived and made it this far because evolution wouldn't have supported that, right? The males that were able to secure resources, their offspring survived. So you and I are the descendants of the providers. That's why it's all genetically encoded for us. So now we're doing it backwards and it is causing a lot of emotional turmoil. I mean, look at just how society has, this is the most prosperous we've ever been in our 2.5 million year history, but like the most depressed, the most antidepressant usage, especially in the Western culture. Like, anyways, I'm going off on a tangent, but you guys already know that it's not working. So the reason that we're going back to our genetic history and choosing a provider, it has very little to do with money and very much to do with our natural, God-given, evolutionary backed up, science backed up genetic programming. So when you marry a provider, he has proven himself to himself and to society that he is now ready to get married. As simple as that. This doesn't mean that providers are bad. This doesn't mean that they should be taken down like a lot of women come over here saying. We're not at war. It just means that those are going to be our friends and our brothers and our cousins and our colleagues. They're not going to be our husband. That's all that means. Okay. We don't have to be mad at them. There's no war. They are not ready yet. So in my culture, when someone's not ready to provide, we don't bash them or shun them. We just say he's not ready to be married yet. That's it. So it's not going to work out for him. If you want to be married, then you have to show that you have gone through certain rites of passage and you are now ready to provide. Why do we do this? Because it mimics our natural programming. So when you hook up with a guy and you're going to see if he's potential, he's already not seeing you as potential. Because of the way we're genetically wired, when a woman spends a lot of time with a man, and especially if she has physical intimacy with him, her hormones change to mimic love and attachment. So she's all in. Even if she's pretending like it was casual and it was a hookup, she's all in. His genetic history is that when he wins her over through having the provider and protecting and claiming her and all of that yummy stuff, then he sees himself worthy of her. Because he got to have her for free with no providing, no protecting, no claiming, no having to go through the rites and rituals of going to her family and asking for her name and hand her marriage and all that stuff, he's not seeing her as potential. He's seeing her as someone below the genetic gene pool. He's not seeing her as mate potential. Now, is there circumstances where you can overcome this? Yes. If you are two very conscious beings, remember that there's two parts of our being. There's our human evolution, like our human animal side, and then there's our divinity. So there are people that are so highly conscious and their partner is so highly conscious that they come in and they're able to bypass the human programming. This takes effort. That takes effort. You're going to have to go against what your body naturally needs and wants and go against that to do things in a way that are different than your program. I'm not saying it can't be done. It's just going to require two very highly conscious beings. And most people are not there yet, right? So if you want to have a life experience that's beautiful and easy and feels most native and natural to both men and women, we are going to have to mimic our evolutionary programming. The way that my husband and I have done that is that we matched up on our values. He was going to be the provider and protector, and I was going to be the feminine pole. And then from there, we spent 9 years of our marriage just building emotional intimacy and being that way. After that, as we were doing deeper inner work and we both started becoming even more conscious human beings, we now play around and break some of the rules of our genetic programming. There are times where I'm more of the alpha leader in that moment and he's the feminine pole. But the reason that we were able to do this is because we first grounded in the main thing. He's the provider and I'm the wife, right? And then we use our consciousness to evolve past that in certain areas, but always come back to that home. So the way my husband explains this, he's like, if you stretch the rubber band, there's always a home base that it comes to. So our home base is always, he's the masculine pole, I'm the feminine pole. Yes, there are times where we bend the rules a little bit and break out of that, but because of how sexual attraction and polarity works and how our bodies are wired, we always come back to that as our foundation and our root. So once you're already married to a provider and you've established that as the foundation of your relationship, you are working with polarity and masculine energy and feminine energies, then there is room in your consciousness to break the rules a little bit, play with them, dance with them, and then come back to that base when you want to be yummy and sexy and or different stages of life, like you're having your babies and things like that. So I hope this was useful for those of you guys that want to dive in deeper to my beautiful marriage of evolutionary history plus psychology plus consciousness, spirituality. I have several relationship courses for you. I have the modern day rotational dating course for women wanting to do rotational dating. I also have my conscious couples intensive for couples that want to take their relationship to the next level, add in that consciousness. I also have divine union. If you have a lot of healing to do as far as your masculine and feminine energies, and you want to really heal yourself to call in your masculine provider, have those polarities already working within you, then the divine union course is going to be amazing for you. I have a lot of studies in there, a lot of work on evolution and yumminess in relationships and how it all comes together. So all of those are linked below. Also, as a time-sensitive announcement, I have the Conscious Couture course happening on September 10th, CCC, I like to call it. And CCC is a course that I'm doing on my 20 years experience in communication studies, plus 20 years experience in evolution and psychology, and how I merge that and marry that with the foundation of spirituality. So this is basically a really deep course on conscious communication based on both spirituality and our evolutionary history. This is going to be a course that's going to be great for anyone that wants to enhance their communication skills. Yes, I put the word coach in the title, but it's really great for anyone. So if you are wanting to be a coach, wanting to be a teacher, a healer, public speaker, content creator, if you want to be, you want to take your communication to the next level in your leadership role, in your parenting, in your relationships, in just for yourself, you want to just become a better communicator and a better receiver of information, this course is for you. So it's going to take your communication skills to levels you can't even imagine, because I'm merging in all of these different disciplines that are my expertise in communication in under one program for the first time. It's about time that we merge all of that and take our communication collectively to the next level. So even if you don't want to be a coach, this is going to be a great course on communication skills. So that's called the CCC. It's linked below. It's happening on September 10th, so it is time sensitive. So if you want to enroll, this is calling out to you. There is a payment plan, and you save money by using the pay in full option. I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Oh, quick note. The CCC includes the Femme Fortune container course. So if you already have that, there is a 50% off code for you that you can use to upgrade to this. But if you wanted both of them, this is the place to get both of them. I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.